Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel with me, Gina Dorian Ramdan. So for today's great occasions, I would like to share the information related with the movie that I was found and I was watched. The movie's name is Geronimo, an American legend. So happy watching for this review time. Well, I told you before, the movie's name is Geronimo and American Legends, and for release years in 1993 by Columbia Pictures of United States America. And then I was right here for the little bit synopsis of that movie. So Apaches Indians are reluctant to settle in the reservations of the United States government because not all Apaches are able to adapt to the little life of corn farmers. For the theme of this movie, the Geronimo follow the events leading up to the final surrender of the great warrior in 1886. In bahasa, Geronimo ini menceritakan tentang perjuangan masyarakat atau suku Apache atau American Natives Indians untuk mempertahankan tanahnya di tahun 1886. Then we move to the characters in the movie and also the characterizations of it owns. So for the main characters, absolutely it's Geronimo. So Geronimo, he was a leader, but not only leader. He had an highly respected warriors and strategist, surgeon and healer. So Geronimo was more of rugged. Geronimo was complicated man, I think. So many Americans at the time dubbed his actually the worst Indian that ever lived because he really was quick tempered and paralytic and nervous and very lucky. And he was decided and cruel, pathetic and brilliant and sometimes the deepish feathers. He contractually Eurocan effective natures make him one of the most fascinating characters in this Apache's war. And then for the next characters is Charles Getwood. Yeah, he was praised and his effort, although it was Geronimo's respect for him, and then to lead his final surrender. And then for the next characters, there would be George Crook, and then he actually taught and liberations of the Apache nations for the resistance. And All Saber, he's also a fighter who actually did all the things mentioned in the movie and survived it all those injuries. I think it's just like did wasn't accurate in this movie, but it's okay, it's still good. And then the last one is Nelson Miles. He's a really violent in this movie and also cons actress. So for the plot of this movie, okay, I will read the plot for you guys. So Water Heroes in Geronimo, I think is really very and beautiful resources films. And then covers the same things as many other films about Indians native, especially for Apache natives. But in the new day, this screenplay by John Mills and also Really Gross showed the daily lives of several professionals Indian army fighters who truly understand their enemy, especially a scout named an All-Saber and a lieutenant named Charles Gatwood. And then they worked under Brigadier General and General George Crook, who recently developed respect for Geronimo. Yeah, and the film follows their story for several years as they crack down and hunt down Geronimo's warriors, sometimes negotiating with him, betrayer and betrayed, and finally seeing the leader and handful of the surviving followers birth to trend that will take them away from the land forever. And then Geronimo himself, played by Wes Study, the scene is insightful and then capable of leaping aboard and launching deadly attacks. Yet, it's still complimentary of his role. He was responsible for the death of many Hasidim, including women and also children. But he showed Croc with the perfect logic, with the white eyes, had also killed many Indian people, including women and children, and deaths that should be cannot be explained. As murder as a war, looking for two editors of Columbia Encyclopedia, one published in 1950 and another year's encyclopedia and reference for he brutally lied and been removed, and allegiance and broke his promise not with replaced with informations that the federal government brooks in promised him. So for the Seabirds, this is a professional Scott does not apologize for doing his job and regarding to ethic good as the very case. You don't love who don't fight for, and you don't hate who you fight against, he said. So, guys, Yasyab's life after code and made him willing to risk his life to protect Indians from Texas, bounty hunters, and Ghent. And Crocus against Abkeliman for the U.S. Army is the best friend for Indians I've ever had. But I think it's very contra here, right? Which is sounds struggle until the realized how she was acting within the law in the country where rewards were paid to Apache scalp and many white killers we found. That any Indians looks like an Apache and priest-loving Indian to easier to kill. Wow, it's just a long-term story. And then for the setting locations and setting situations of this movie, I will told you guys it is set in America in United States governments and preciously in historical event about the surrender of Geronimo to American government on September 4, 1886 in the Apache tribe. And the fourth point of view, this is the third person's point of view, you guys. And then for the language style, absolutely is Native American. So what's for the mandate of this movie after I watch? Yes, the struggle for the right that we should recognize that loving to homeland must be done. The Indians led by Geronimo did good and humans thing. Therefore, don't ask why this country has given to you, but please ask yourself, what have you given to your country? There's mandate that I found from this movie. That's all of about the interesting elements that I've found in this movie. So what about the next element? There is extrinsic element. Here you go, guys. For the community background, this movie it tells the story of an Indian tribe full of struggle and also determinations with a white people nations that has manipulative natures. I don't really like it. So for the writer background, John Frederick Mills is a writer of this movie. He's an American screenwriter, director, and also actors and producers, and he received an Academy Award from nominations as screenwriter Apocalypse Now, and wrote and directed The Wine of the Lion, Canon and the Barbarian, and the Write Downs movie. In his work, he enjoys seeking informations, everything informations about heroic moment or heroic stories in America. And here's work we enjoyed. And then, for American literatures and also native tribe, he likes an heroic story and terrible story as well. And he's like an hunter information about the myths about the an American legends and so on. And then for the last one, for the values that I've been given in this movie, the first one is about struggle and love to motherland, absolutely. And then the value of the leadership, we can see from the Geronimo is like leadership as a good as well. And then the last one is social values, the correlations and the relationship between the white people and also Indian. Okay. Well, guys, I think that's all from me. I'm sorry because I didn't reduce my speed because I'm so what is it interesting with this movie. So I hope you can understand what we're talking about. So see you later.